This is the second set of wings I built for the airplane. Brett he really liked it with the other small set of wings. It was much snappier, but I felt going in higher altitudes after flying the airplane some and putting my trim process through it, and Brett agreed after we got some time on it. Plus the fact that I needed to build a set of wings to get the retracts further forward. Just kind of all played hand in hand. I actually built a second set of stabs for it too, and reduced. These stabilizers weigh, they're monocoated, but they weigh 65 grams a side, which is pretty light for a 2-meter size stabilizer. It's all built up. They're all built up. I scratch built them the week before the Nationals. We actually finished this airplane. Let's see, I finished it Wednesday night. We flew it Thursday and left Friday for the Nationals, or maybe we left Saturday.
I had 2 days.
We had 2 days on it.
I flew Wednesday, Thursday. We left Friday, I think, is what it was.
Yeah. I think we got to the Nationals with what?
I think I had probably 11, 12. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was just a handful of flights.
Something like 10 flights or something when we went to the Nats.
I think your dad was about to have a cow when he found out you were going to fly that thing in the plane. He just couldn't understand it. I said, when he came and asked me about it, I said, look, you need to keep an open mind and watch the airplane. Just watch him fly it, and you'll see why he's made that decision. I think even I wanted you to continue flying the Euphoria because you was flying it so well, and you'd spend most of the season working with it. Mm-hmm. One of the trivial things that I like to talk about was during the F pattern we have a reverse snap. And I can't tell you how much grief I got for you going to the belly on the first knife edge. That's traditional for most of the guys that fly. It's, of course you want presentation. It trumps everything. But nobody could understand why you were going to the belly first. Why don't you explain that?
That was solely because I had so little time on the airplane. We got to the Nats. We were already... Man, I just can't believe we even competed with the airplane. Everything was underweight. I mean, there's just so many things that came together for us to be able to compete with the airplane.
My marriage almost didn't come together, though.
That there wasn't a lot of time or room as far as weight and everything goes to perfect CG incidents, whatever. You got those wings built, or actually it was the stabs.
The stabs was the last thing I wound up finishing up.
Yeah, got the stabs built and got the airplane in the air, and it was just 10, 15 flights, and I had to get this airplane flying every aspect, every snap, everything. I had to be familiar with it.
Yeah, especially since you were going to fly the unknowns with it.
Right.
And
right.
That's
the biggest thing, really. I wasn't so much worried about getting the airplane set up to go through F because you know what you're getting. It's easy to set up an airplane to do a very specific set of maneuvers.
Right.
But the unknowns is what separates the men from the boys, and getting or knowing how to set the airplane up as far as throws and everything goes for what your CG is, for all these 1 1/4 downline snaps, horizontal snap and a half, one snap,
Yeah, the airplane has to have no weak spots.
The rolling 8, all these new knife edge maneuvers we had this year in the unknowns. That was a big undertaking. And so anyways, the reason I rolled to the belly is because we were at the practice field in Muncie, and I was just practicing F, and for whatever reason, like I said, we had some things that weren't perfected that I had to work around. So when I rolled to the canopy, and I think it was just that one direction, I guess we were flying right to left at the Nats.
Yeah.
When I was flying right to left, I had to show the belly because I found that if I showed the canopy, I had to snap a certain direction because you got to snap opposite the way you roll in to have the pause. The same direction as you roll in to have the pause. So I just figured out that when I did the snaps, when I showed the canopy like I like to, I was offline. I think it was, you know, coming in on me real hard or something. And it was, I think it was because the knife edge mix I had in it, you know, came on too hard for something on one of the snaps.
Right.
But I just figured out that when I did it the other direction, showing the belly, something canceled out or, you know, what have you, it came out straight, and that's all I cared about. So that's what I did.
Right, and you could hit the other way, but we just couldn't do it consistently. It wasn't something you could hit every time with a surety. And not only having, you know, by the time we flew this thing, you had like maybe 15 flights on it in the finals, and what we needed was 2 good F rounds. And the best way I think you just made a decision at that point to go with what you knew at the time would work.
Right. I just had bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
So.